Hello friends, I am back here showing you something fun, simple, delicious, and gluten-free. And it's gluten-free stuff that even those of us who can have gluten will really enjoy. So we're gonna make Brookies today, and we're gonna use the Pampered Chef mixes. We have a brownie mix and we have a chocolate chip cookie mix. They're both really excellent even on their own, but together, absolutely fabulous. So first step, we need a pan, right? Because you gotta have some place for our fun stuff to land. I went ahead, pumped up my spritzer, and I am going to spray this. Now each one of these mixes, if I were just to do like the brownie mix, it would do one full brownie pan. But since I'm gonna make Brookies, I'm gonna do some of both in the pan. That means it's really gonna make twice as much. So I actually have 2 brownie pans here. You gotta be prepared, right? Now, if you don't have 2 brownie pans, you could use 2 muffin pans. You could do the brownie bites pan. There you go, release our extra stress there. You could do it in whatever shape you want. This is just the brownie pan because I love the brownie pans, and why the heck not, right? So here we go. Making the brownie mix. It's as simple as 1 brownie mix, 1/2 cup of butter. Now you can make these vegan brownies if you use whatever it is that is a vegan butter substitute, and then you want 2 eggs, and the same thing, if you are a vegan, you have already mastered, I'm sure, the substitutions, and you can make these vegan brownies. So then they can be gluten-free and vegan. Let me wipe my little fingers there. All right, now the directions on the mix say to mix the brownie batter up. There we go. Pop those egg yolks. And when you are done mixing the brownie batter up, that they recommend waiting for 10 minutes. So that's why I decided I would start with the brownie batter. Because there we go, almost there. Once I'm done, then I'm gonna set it aside and I'll work on the other half of the Brookie treat that I'm making. So there we go, looks like brownie batter. It's kind of fun. Gluten-free, but you couldn't tell just from looking at it. And then I'm gonna make the chocolate chip cookie one. And chocolate chip cookies is basically just as easy as the brownies. Dump my mix in. I love it, they're little mini chocolate chips. I have my melted butter. There we go, swirl it around, get all the butter out of the pan. More butter, right? And I've got 1 egg this time. There we go. And, oops, there you go, wipe my fingers off again. And then I'm just gonna stir it together and make some delicious chocolate chip cookie dough. There we go. I will warn you, if you are a gluten eater like I am, you probably don't want to actually taste the dough. It tastes a little funny because it's gluten-free. It's not the thing that you're used to, but I promise you when they bake up, no one could tell the difference. The first time I made these, I don't think I told my husband at all, and trust me, they disappeared. They're really good cookies. All right, so I've got them all mixed up, and now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna use one of our scoops, and I'm gonna scoop and make 24 individual cookies so that way when my brownie batter is ready, I'll have the cookies to top the brownie batter already, and I know that I'll actually have 24 and I won't have to try to fish any out. So we'll be back in a minute with a bunch of cookie dough. All right, so I went through and I made 24 cookie dough lumps. And now I'm ready to put my brownie batter into the bottom of the pans. So here we go. Let me move my pans carefully into place. So again, it's supposed to make about 12, a full brownie pan of brownies. So I'm gonna use a little smaller scooper than I would usually use and portion this out. I just love using these scoopers though, because everything comes out the exact same size. it looks all professional and measured. And when you want to get the right number of, be it brownies or cookies out of a recipe, you can actually do that. Because I remember when I was a kid, even though they would say you could get 36 cookies or 24 cookies or whatever it was out of a recipe, somehow I never could. And I was always so confused how you could make that happen. This, of course, is the secret trick, the weapon, the secret weapon. All right, so I am going to use the back of my scooper and kind of pat this down a little bit. Just kind of want to flatten them out so that way I can come along and place my cookies on top. So I'm going to pause it there, and then I'll be back, and magically there will be brownies in all 24 and they'll all be flattened. All right, through the magic of television, 24 brownies in place. So now all that's left is just to pop my cookie balls on top, and I'm just gonna kind of flatten them also on top of my flat brownie batter. So that way the layering kind of stays brownie on the bottom and cookie on the top. Now why it has to be that way, I don't know, but that's kind of the traditional way of making a brookie. If you want to put the brownie on top and hide the cookie, it might be like a fun surprise when you bite into it. You could do it that way. There we go. And of course, as it cooks, all of this is gonna spread out and it will fill the pan. Like I said, I'm just kind of stacking them like this so that it kind of gives them something of what I'm looking for at the end. So I'm gonna do this to the other pan, and then we'll pop them in the oven. The two cookie and the brownie mixes actually have different temperatures and times associated with baking, but I'm gonna go with the brownie mix as opposed to the cookie one because the brownie one is longer, and I'm pretty sure it'll all come out great. It's a little bit lower temperature also, so the cookies will be just fine. I'm gonna put them in at 325 for 18 minutes because that's the low end of the brownie time, and then we'll check and see what they look like. I think they're gonna look beautiful. Oops, oh dear. There we go. All right, Brookies ready for the oven. I will show you what they look like when they're all done in just a few minutes. All right, the timer just went off. So let's go see what the Brookies look like now that they've been cookied. They've been all cooked and they smell really good. Sorry you don't have smell-o-vision, but check that out. So good. So I'm gonna put them out here on my nice baking and cooling rack, and oops, let me close my oven. It's kind of giving me a little spotlight there. Take off my oven mitts, and I have to let these cool all the way, and then I'm going to use my little nylon turner, or little nylon server, sorry, and I'm going to go ahead and get them out, but I have to wait for them to cool all the way, so I'm going to have to be patient, but I promise you they're gonna be good. So if you want, you can obviously make these at home. In just a few minutes time, you have something that's really fun to share, and anybody can eat them, even people who have allergies to all kinds of different things. So anyway, hope this has inspired you in your kitchen, and let me know if you have any questions, comments, or requests.